It's time to breathe again. I got to froze up for a little bit. Sorry about that. But yes, it is time to breathe again on this latest Breath of Fresh Air Shorty with your host, Charles Taylor. I am here this morning, or actually, it's the afternoon now, this beautiful Monday afternoon, to discuss the World Baseball Classic. Now, you know how it is on the Breath of Fresh Air webcast. Normally, Patrick Brackett is the guy who is talking about baseball. Baseball is his favorite sport, and me, I mean, I know a good amount about baseball, but not like Patrick does. So you'll never hear me say I know as much baseball as Patrick does. Like anything that has to do with rules or knowledge, most of the time I'm going to him before I come out with any of the thoughts. But in this case, I'm gonna I'm gonna do a shorty on this one because a lot of interesting stuff has come from the World Baseball Classic this year. Now, let me say this before we get on some of these other topics. The World Baseball Classic, if you've been able to catch any of the games, have been awesome. They've been great. The passion has been great with the players, and the tournament in and of itself has been very good. It's down to the semifinals. The United States they defeated Cuba yesterday, and they should be playing the winner of Japan and Mexico, and that final will take place tomorrow night, Tuesday night, uh, on Fox Sports One. So, but the games have been very, very good. But the main thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to the World Baseball Classic is it's the injuries that have taken place and what should be done about those injuries. Now, number one, okay, injuries, there's nothing you can do anything about. Injuries can occur at any time in any place. They don't even have to occur on the field. You can get hurt walking down the street. You can get hurt in your house. That's just the nature of injuries. You just have to try to be as careful as possible while keeping that intensity and playing as hard as possible at the same time. But injuries are just part of the game, and unfortunately, the World Baseball Classic, it's no different. And we have seen Freddie Freeman, the first baseman for the LA Dodgers, have to leave Team Canada because he tweaked his hamstring. You saw Edwin Diaz, the pitcher for the New York Mets. He got hurt celebrating a victory with his native Puerto Rican teammates after they defeated the Dominican Republic. He hurt his knee celebrating, and now he's going to be out for quite some time. And then on Saturday, I believe, Jose Altuve, the star second baseman for the Houston Astros, he's going to be out for, from what I heard, a couple of months because he got hit by a pitch and he has, I think it's either a broken finger or a broken hand. But he's going to be out for some time. So, of course, here comes the people who say, oh, I can't believe these players are playing in the World Baseball Classic right now. It's meaningless games. I can't believe they're playing in meaningless games. Okay. Number one, if you can win a trophy, if you can win a championship in some way, shape, or form through playing a tournament, it's not meaningless. So that statement, number one, it's factually not true. Number two, it's a dumb statement. It's completely and utterly stupid. And y'all know I'm all about different opinions. I'm all about multiple perspectives, but that one is dumb. That makes no sense. It's factually not true. You can win a championship. It's a World Baseball Classic. It's a tournament that takes place every 3 years. So it's not like it comes along every year anyway. So that's a dumb statement. Number two, again, injuries can happen at any point. So if Freddie Freeman, if he didn't tweak his hamstring in the World Baseball Classic, he could have did it during spring training. He could have did it during the regular season. I'm not saying that would have happened. I'm just driving home the point. Injuries can happen anywhere, any place, anytime. So if somebody gets hurt, that shouldn't be licensed for people to say, "Oh, yep, I told you shouldn't have played in this game." And if he came through and he didn't injure himself, you wouldn't be saying anything about the classic. Give me a break. So, with all that being said, what should we do to try to remedy that situation? And again, injuries is part of the game, but what can we do to make sure it's not as close to the season? Because of course you have spring training going on, and the Major League Baseball season will start in a few weeks. So what can we do with the World Baseball Classic? Because everybody wants to point out problems. Everybody wants to say this is bad, this is wrong. Everybody has a negative outlook on everything. There's some positive outlooks out there, but the majority of them are negative. So I'm not one to try to point out the problem and then just stick with the problem. I want to try to find solutions. And of course, when finding these solutions, not everybody's going to be happy with the solution, but you have to try to evolve. You have to try to innovate some things. So here's what you could do with the World Baseball Classic. Just start it a little earlier, and I think that'll be okay. Your season's ending in late October, early November. Those are when the World Series games are generally played, and the season starts late March, early April. So if you have spring training that starts in February, go ahead and have the World Baseball Classic in January sometime, or maybe early February. Just in enough time to where the players who are participating in the Classic can play, they can get ramped up, and then go right into spring training. It's a good kind of off-season tournament to get things going. And besides, it's only the tournament itself is 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks. So you can take 2 weeks to go and get things going. You dial it up. Maybe you have to do a separate training session or something like that for the pitchers to get right, for the hitters to get their timing right. You can do just play it a little earlier. Maybe you play this in late January or early February before spring training starts, and then that way you can go and you can concentrate on your spring training and get ready for your club. So I think an earlier start date would help that out a little bit. And so if there is an injury that takes place, hopefully it's nothing serious like what Jose Altuve is dealing with, what Edwin Diaz is dealing with. You know, Freddie Freeman's is a hamstring tweak, so he should be okay to go for the start for opening day. But hopefully it's not anything too serious like that. But if it is, at least they can get healed up and be ready maybe for the start of the season. Maybe you do miss a little bit of time going forward. But if there is an injury that does occur, you have a little bit of extra time to heal up and not miss as many games in the regular season. So that's what I would do with the World Baseball Classic. But again, it takes place every 3, 4 seasons. So I don't think this is one of those things that is a common problem. But if people are going to try to complain how much of a problem it is, then how about we try to look for solutions instead of pointing out the problem, complaining about the problem, and not saying anything about a solution? Well, that is what I'm breathing on for today. Y'all make sure y'all visit the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and follow the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page. Until tomorrow night, when we should be back with the webcast, everybody have a great Monday. Leave your comments, good, bad, or indifferent, and I will talk to you later this week.